Alright, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube and wherever this ends up, I've been thinking an awful lot about the world and how America, particularly corporations, treating its own citizens, right? Here's what I've noticed. If you've ever had any kind of a job, right? Granted, I've had a couple, not much, given the economy right now. But here's the thing. You go to work every day, right? You're expected to pay taxes. You're expected either by your church to give some of it away. You're expected to show up healthy and alive, right? But most American companies, from what I've seen, right? They don't provide insurance. The state, or whatever state you live in, they don't provide the most basic amount of health care to its own citizens, right? And when you get sick, or hurt, or if you're a woman, like if you get pregnant, right? And this has probably happened to you more than once. Chances are your employer has already made plans to have you fired because they don't want to pay workman's comp. In the case of childbirth, they don't want to pay paternity leave, right? But in the meantime, all the money, right, is going to the top, so to speak. Insurance companies, right, they refuse to give insurance, like health insurance, life insurance, right, to people with pre-existing conditions, right? And here's the thing. It's like, if you're healthy, you're strong, nothing's wrong with you, it's like, why do people need that kind of insurance? The big, huge insurance policies, right? But if you're like me, who's been deemed to have a physical problem, or somebody else with a mental problem, or something like that, where the person's life may actually be in jeopardy for any reason, somehow the insurance companies don't want to insure people that basically need life insurance, health care, anything else like that. And then it's up to organizations like what's the word? GoFundMe. There you go. Somehow it's up to the families to beg strangers online on websites like GoFundMe for stuff like funeral costs, healthcare, and other things like that, when all America needs is to provide basic healthcare and life insurance to its own goddamn citizens instead of squeezing the life out of every penny. The working poor, as they're often called. That's it. It's like the government and like high-ranking CEOs, right, want every little penny out of their own citizens and workers. But if somebody gets sick or has funeral costs, it's like, nope, we don't know you. And it's like, I really have honestly gotten sick and tired of when employers say, come to work, pay your taxes, and everything else will be just fine. But if you get injured on the job, or if you're sick, or anything else like that, then suddenly nobody wants to insure you because it costs too much. Never mind the fact that it's actually people with pre-existing conditions that actually need that kind of health care more and more every day than people that are perfectly healthy and who have had everything handed to them, like being babysitted. That's basically what American CEOs are. Big, rich, spoiled crybabies that don't want to shove out a penny when their own workers at a factory job or a grocery store or anything else like that is actually sick. So up yours, American CEOs, because a lot of us are refusing to have families now because we can't afford it. And that's another thing about the declining birth rate population. It's like, you want people to have kids, have families, and pay taxes, right? Then at least pay a goddamn wage that allows them to support a family. And I don't care what you're doing for a living, so up yours.